and yeah, you know, eventually arrived at the position that we're at today, which I love.
Fantastic. Now I know you're doing lots of training, which I really want to talk about and let everybody know. Let's talk a little bit more about your first book. So what's the name of your first book? Everybody
The
can go out and
Secrets of
get it.
Self-Hypnosis.
And can we get it on that Amazon?
Yeah. It's there on Amazon, at my website.
Self-Hypnosis.
Yeah, The Secrets of Self-Hypnosis,
Yeah.
Harnessing the Power of Your Subconscious Mind.
Fantastic.
So a bit of a
Rush out and
mouthful.
get that book.
And I run seminars based upon that. We have a big audio masterclass that advances the work in the book.
Yeah.
And
instead of writing like a second edition, you just sort of built a workshop and started expanding from it as your ideas grew.
Yeah, very much so. We added a lot of specialist techniques and advanced techniques to it, and have a masterclass that's on audio on the website.
Yeah.
But essentially the book, what it does is exactly what I said a couple of moments ago, which is puts the process in a nutshell, in a step-by-step guide, first of all, and then you get really at ease, just entering hypnosis,
I love it.
being in control of it, deepening the state, and bringing yourself out.
Yeah.
And also, while you're in there, being able to orchestrate some change.
Yeah.
So how you then utilize the maximum power of your internal dialogue, your imagination, and multi-sensory communication with yourself. And then once you get really nice and good at that process that is literally spoon-fed to you, we then take that structure away and say, okay, do it your own way now. Do it, chuck all that stuff away, now you're good.
Yeah.
Do your own thing. Do what makes you feel comfortable. And we also almost treat the subconscious, the unconscious mind, like it's someone, it's someone that needs to be loved and nurtured and cared for and embraced regularly, you know. And so it's a really nice concept, really works well, I think. And we're always adding to it and so on.
It sounds fantastic. Now it's been said that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. So I just think your book is so important, because if you're out there doing hypnosis with other people and you find that you're not as suggestible as you'd like to be in hypnosis, wouldn't it be fantastic to read your book, get the master course, and find out about applying self-hypnosis to yourself?
Well, I certainly think so. I also think that the best hypnotists are people that are able to empathise with the experience of others. Now, I know there are lots of people out there who would probably disagree with me, but you know, Erickson spent lots of his therapeutic time actually in trances, and so on. And so, you know, and because I just love being in the state so much myself, I do that. It amazes me when I encounter hypnotherapists that perhaps don't go into hypnosis on a regular basis, because I think, you know, it's good to start with yourself and to know, and I think it helps to elicit the response in others when you're in a position in that state yourself.
I agree, and I've heard some hypnotists say, you know, I'm not really confident about being able to get somebody else into a state of trance. And I think that if they were able to have a look at your book and learn about self-hypnosis, it would also help build up confidence for understanding the state of hypnosis a lot more. And instead of being nervous, oh, will I be able to get somebody into a trance? You'll know that hypnosis is very easy, isn't it? It's a very flowing state, and they'll be able to experience it for themselves. Yeah,
it's a funny thing though, you know, quite often individual clients come and see me, and first time round they'll be quite nervous and apprehensive, and they'll be thinking, what if it doesn't work for me? Or what if I can't do it? And I say, no, what do you mean? What if you're the one single person in human creation ever that can't go into hypnosis? And they think, okay. And a lot of people think of hypnosis as an unusual or as an unusual state or a not normal state, whatever that might be. And well, of course it isn't. It's very regular and natural and so on.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, and then so from there you wrote 2 other books, and let's talk about your other books.
I did the Secrets of High Self-Esteem, which is basically a 21-day guide. It's literally divided into daily lessons that people should do, starting at the real basis of how you arrived with this relationship with yourself, and then builds upon working with your beliefs, working on your state, working on your sense of purpose, working on your relationships, your confidence in your skills, and so on. And basically, it charts pretty much my own journey, because I lacked a lot of confidence and I lacked a lot of self-esteem, and it's everything that I used, and most of the tools that I use with my own clients to have people feeling good in their own skin.
Oh, that's valuable information. So you're actually passing on things that you applied to make you to help you on the journey to where you are today in the success of your own life. And so in 21 days, if we are to follow it, then we can understand how to have more confidence and go through a whole process of changing our circumstances.
Well, you know what? I never would have encountered my wife. I never would have had the reasonable degree of business success that I'm experiencing today. I never would have been able to live the life that I live, full stop, had I not addressed my self-esteem and had I not looked at that. And I think that even the people that are the most seemingly confident people in the world can always do with advancing their own self-esteem. Okay, take notice of that.
Absolutely agree with that, because I hear that a lot too. I don't feel very confident, I've got self-esteem issues, and sometimes you see people out there, even in the public, and they're really fighting issues with self-esteem and confidence as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The word esteem derives from the Latin word estimate, which basically means that if you equate it to the word estimate that we use today, it's the value we place on ourselves.
Oh, fantastic.
And very few people, lots of people might have confidence in their skills and in the things that they do, but the value that they place upon themselves will hinder or enhance those skills in turn.
Oh, that's fabulous. Thanks for sharing that with us. Okay, and then tell us about your third book.
That was The Hypnotic Salesman. Basically, then applying all these wonderful hypnosis principles. Basically, it amazes me. There are so many guys out there, and we were discussing this earlier, hypnotherapists and hypnosis professionals that have all this knowledge, all this skill set, helping people to go, working with individuals to make powerful changes in their lives, yet are running businesses that aren't you could barely classify as a business, and especially in these supposed difficult times are just withering away.
And actually, our industry is a fantastic industry to be in these times of recession, because we're teaching other people about new skills that they could use in their lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And yet all those skills that they already use can just be applied to their web copy, to their personal skills. It's like lots of NLP practitioners I meet. They work with a client and they say, okay, I'm now going to apply this technique. Sit down, imagine looking at a cinema screen or whatever, where it's not actually an inherent part of their own communication or who they are and their own state, and it just kind of lacks a little bit of congruence. And therefore, The Hypnotic Salesman was my way of putting all this stuff that I'd used and all the hypnosis techniques into a business setting and into selling both yourself and selling and communicating in an effective way.
I love it.
And of course, there's a large amount of hypnotic principle in there. But there's also, stuff from NLP, stuff from cognitive behavioral therapy, stuff from classical psychiatry. There's all kinds of bits just designed to make you a hypnotic salesman. Now, I say sales. Sales doesn't just mean, somebody selling cars or real estate or something like that. I'm also talking about selling your idea,